You've all got one of these in front of you. This is a mock-up that we're looking to get printed, and basically today I want to use you guys as guinea pigs to see if it kind of works. The biggest problem we have is explaining our USP. It's quite different and it's quite hard to get across, but one of the ways that we can do that is by comparing the standard model for web design to our performance model, which really highlights our USP quite well. So this document attempts to do that. Please bear in mind this is a mock-up. There will be spelling mistakes and stuff like that. That's not what I'm looking for your help with. I'm looking for your help to find out if it works as a concept. So if we start with the absolute product, that's the one across the middle. That's the red one. So if it's opened out, that's the one that runs across the middle. This is Target Inc.'s version of the standard model for web design. So along the top of the page, you've got all of the different stages that happen when you're developing a website. So for example, on the Absolute project, you start with all of them start with a free SEO review. That's something quite specific to us. You wouldn't get that from a normal agency, but that's just the standard way to start. Then you start with a briefing process where we find out what you're looking for, what we need to do to achieve it. Planning and architecture, that only applies to the bottom one, which is much bigger style of project. Then we've got proofing. Now proofing, we do live homepage proofs right at the beginning, right from day one, so you don't get flat designs, which is really important nowadays in web design, because if you can't understand how the page works and looks and feels, and you can't use it and interact with it, you can't really make an educated decision on whether you like the design, so that's important. That process goes through. Then you've got the build process. So in the standard model, that's quite a lengthy process because you're adding a content management system to the back. All the stuff that happens in the back really is where the majority of the work goes when you're developing a website. That's important to remember when I start explaining the performance one. Then you've got testing. That's important. You need to learn how the website works, update it, make sure you're comfortable with it, find out if it's set up the way you want it to work, and if it works for you and your business. And then finally on this one, you've got this section in the red box, which is optional, but it's maintenance and support and search engine optimization. That's really key because with the standard model, you don't get it free. It's not part of the process. So if you want to change anything really dynamic outside of what the template can do, you have to pay for it later. And if you want people to find your website online, you have to pay for that as an addition. We started around, ours is about 120, but the majority of our competitors started around 240, twice as much. So that's a good one there. If we can now move on to the performance one, which is the one in kind of blue-green along the top here, you see there's a lot less stages. There's a lot less stages as a front-only website, and that means it can be built much more quickly and much more cheaply. The big difference is you don't have a content management system. You don't make the amends yourself. You send it through via the maintenance account that you have with us, and we have a system for that. You can also do it by phone and email, so it's very easy. So for those of you that aren't really very tech savvy, it's an ideal product. You can just ask a human being to make changes for you, and it happens. And the other main factor in that is it comes with the maintenance, it comes with the SEO as free. So this product the SEO is built into that, which means monthly reports. It means you really know what's going on with your website, and you can start to generate an income from your website, which is very key. And that's what this doc's trying to get across. And also in the document we've got pros and cons here along the left, which is really useful. So for performance, stuff like continued support, quick development, cheaper development, free monthly SEO. The con would be content changes aren't instant, they take up to 48 hours. That's because a person's doing it. But I think that's really useful because it's an open and honest way to approach clients. These are the things that you benefit from, these are the things that are the drawbacks. In addition to that, on this page, on the inside page, so if you just fold the right-hand page across, there's a little bit that says who's it for. So we go through each of the different products that we offer and we say who it's for. So just to speed this up a bit, from you down the way to Gary, can you all just read the absolute one, the one in red? In the middle, just read through that quickly. Charlie, from you, all the way down to Tim, if you can read the performance one and the one at the top, I'll give you a few seconds to do that, and then we're going to have a little quiz. This is where I might need some help. So if you just hold it, no, that's cool. Give it a go. Right, okay. So Charlie, you're going to be team leader for the performance team over here, you guys. And Mark, you're going to be team leader for the absolute team, you guys. And there's going to be a prize for the winning team. Prizes for the winning team. First category is going to be mystery, El Capitan. This is a question for the captains. This is worth 3 points. It's a big one to get right. Charlie, you going to go first? Ladies. All right. They're targeting for you. So, what global software company did Lottie's website win an award from last year?
Adobe.
Sorry?
Adobe.
Davey, that's the right answer. Yeah, you got it. Well done, Charlie. 3 points. Mark, do you like this one?
Is it a question about my website?
I thought it best not to bring that up, to be honest. What does URL stand for, Mark?
URL?
Yeah, 1 point for each.
Unique? Is it unique?
It's 3 words.
Is that one right though?
No.
Ultimate?
Okay, we're going to go with no points for that. You can even try for the other 2 letters. It's universal is the first one.
Resource locator?
Yeah, you got the other 2 right. Check that out. Well done. That was looking quite disastrous right up until then. 1, 2 points. Okay, cool. Charlie, for this one, I want you to pick a member of the team that you think paid particular attention to reading that bit of article, because this is about the product. Who you going to? Do you want to? Who are you going to pick?
I think India.
Who looks smart?
She's really
She's smart. Okay. India, do you want to go for the hard question, 2 points, or the easy question for 1 point?
I'll go safe with the easy one.
Safe with the easy one, okay.
Rely on you.
Give me one of the USPs for the performance product. So unique selling points for the performance product. You're not allowed to read that. That should be closed.
It's quickly produced.
Yeah, it's quick. It's cheap. That's good. That's good. That'll work. We'll take that. Easy. Mark, who are you going to pick?
Charlie.
Charlie. Charlie, would you like to go for the really hard question or the easy question?
Well, it won't make a lot of difference. He really hates me, doesn't he? You know, it's every week he has to go.
What is the rough schedule for a... Don't read some of these bits. What's the rough schedule?
I can't see it.
What's the rough schedule for an Absolute website? How long does it take from start to finish, roughly, to build an Absolute website?
What, your company?
Our company.
Other?
Our company.
Your company.
I'll give you a clue, it's months.
It's months, right, we'll say 3 months.
Yeah, right, smack bang in the middle. 2 points for you.
I knew it could
It's
write
tied.
Charlie.
Alright, okay, so this is one where you're all going to kind of get involved. So this is a question, just going to the group. Charlie, do you reckon your team's up for doing a 2 point question or a 1 point question?
2 points.
2 point question. I've got no tiebreakers, so this should be interesting. Okay, roughly how many websites are there live in the world today?
Millions and millions and millions. None.
Especially mentioned billions.
You've all got to tell Charlie, and she's got to answer the question.
65 billion. 1 billion? Well, don't say so confidently.
If they get it wrong,
1 billion.
Billion.
1 billion. 1 billion.
someone was listening to my 60 seconds. I did actually mention that in my 60 seconds. It's just over 1 billion. So yeah, I'll give it. It was. Yeah. What do you get for that? A whole point or half a point? Oh yeah, sorry, two points. Yeah, half a point. Sorry, well done. Alright, I'm going to take a point off of the cheat. Yeah, okay. So 1 or 2 points?
2 points.
Seriously, I know.
We've got Charlie, not me.
Don't you get me again.
How many searches does Google process every day?
Did you say that?
That's not fair, otherwise.
I did say it in my 60 seconds.
You did.
None of you know for sure whether that's true. You didn't.
You didn't.
You should have fine. No, I didn't know. That was a coincidence. I didn't know.
6 billion people on the planet.
billion websites
Percentage
A
of
billion
Like,
websites.
I don't know, maybe a billion?
times
Yeah.
by 20,000 searches a day.
So
A
it's
day.
20 billion?
Oh, no,
20
that's too
billion.
many.
No.
Lower, I'll go lower.
You've got to get.
Go on then, what's the
I reckon we'll
consensus?
do a billion.
Yeah, I'd go about
Billion?
that.
60 million.
5 billion.
How many?
Mark,
5 billion, it's more than
what's
that.
it going to be? My time's up.
5 billion.
It's 3.5 billion. You should have listened
Oh,
to
yes.
that.
Okay, that's close enough.
Sorry. I'll give you 1 point for that, which
And you
means
didn't even
it's
mention
the
in your
performance
60
team that
papers.
wins.
Yes.
Mr. Box, there's no need for that, actually.
I didn't get time to ask you if you felt that this document kind of worked for you, but if you get 5 minutes and you want to let me know, that would be good. Thanks very much.